Did you always think that you were going to be an entrepreneur? When you started being a makeup artist, did you have somewhere in the back of your mind that one day it wouldn't be you just putting the makeup on?
But I have never, ever thought about being a businesswoman, being someone, you know, well-known, being someone in the public eye, and certainly not with such a big, giant business. And if there was a crystal ball, I would have run the other way. But what I love is being able to bring something to the market that actually changes women's lives, and people actually buy it, and then I get to make more things. So I never thought about being an entrepreneur, but I guess I am one.
How did it start? I mean, I know there was a story about that you couldn't find the right lipstick, and then so you came up with your own lipstick. But how do you actually come up with a lipstick? I don't know how to just make a lipstick.
Well, I was always, as a makeup artist, I was always mixing and blending, and I was always fixing bad lipsticks. And I discovered there was a beige tone that you can mix with any bad lipstick and make it wearable. And one day I met a chemist at a shoot, and I told him that I wanted to make a lipstick that looked like lips. And he said, I could do it for you. And I used to take a pencil and a pot rouge, or it was a blush back then, and I would mix it together, and I told him about it. He made it for me, and it was the color of my lips. I mean, I didn't know nude was going to be the biggest name in makeup, but it was nude. And all women have different colored lips, by the way. So everyone has their own nude.
I've got in here a few of your products I wanted to ask you about. This is very personal, actually, because there's this thing here. It's a hero product, I gather. I've been told.
Okay.
I'd never heard of that, but I love that phrase. I'm going to use it about lots of things, hero products. It's a Shimmer Brick.
Yes.
Right. So this is the Shimmer Brick.
Your
Probably
favorite.
all you know.
Yeah. First of all, the origination of it came from doing actresses' makeup on the red carpet, and I used to take eyeshadows, 4 or 5 eyeshadows, and just kind of use them as blush, because a makeup artist usually uses different things that other than the use for it. So I would do that, and when we made the Shimmer Brick years ago, I said it's fantastic because you could use them individually as eyeshadows,
right,
or with the big brush, you swirl your brush and you get all this nice color, but it's natural and it just illuminates the cheekbone.
But you mix them all.
For blush, you mix them all, and for eyeshadow, it's individual. So when you travel, you only need that, a blush brush, an eyeshadow brush,
I never knew it
and a
was
mascara.
An eyeshadow as well.
Oh yes, it's both.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay, right.
hero.
Okay, yeah, no,
That's what a hero is.
I see that why that's a hero piece now. So the foundation stick.
Yes.
Now, this is unbelievable because it's such a brilliant idea, and apparently it didn't exist before.
Well, Max Factor has had a foundation stick for 100 years, but this texture is definitely unique. But what it is it was my first foundation, and everyone said, you know, no one is ever going to use a stick on their face. I believe foundations should even out your skin and make you look like you're not wearing makeup. That's the only reason you wear foundation, so you look healthy and vibrant. And that foundation actually, when applied to your face, it disappears, the right color, you put it on, you look like you're not wearing makeup.
Why did they think a stick wouldn't work?
Because they thought women wouldn't want to use a stick. I've always been told that people don't want to do something, and I thank you very much for your opinion.
I think women like convenience. I know I do, and I think the stick is so convenient.
Yeah, because you can carry it easily,
exactly,
right?
And when you're traveling, it's not liquid, so you don't have to worry about it.
And it doesn't go off under the, you know, when you walk through security.
Yeah,
the metal, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read in an article somewhere about Mickey Drexler saying that you were a terrible corporate executive and that it was meant as a compliment. What did he mean by that?
He meant that I don't know how to follow rules. I make my own up. And Mickey is a big role model of mine, and he's the one that really gave me permission to really be who I am and as far as a businesswoman. And yes, I have part of a wonderful corporation, Estee Lauder, and they tell me often, you should do this, and I tell them it's a really great idea. And it might be, but I'm not doing it.
Was fame, per se, something that you wanted from an early age?
No, I didn't think of fame at all, but I wanted to be successful. And anything I do, I want to be successful, and I want to be good at it, and so it kind of just came with it. But I think, like Bobbi said, if I knew, I probably would have been like, no, maybe not.
You know, but the thing about Kate that people always say, what is Kate Upton like? You know, it's obvious she's beautiful. She's so sweet. She's incredibly smart and absolutely direct with any kind of opinions. It comes from a really normal family, though.
Yeah.
Like a really wonderful family.
What did that family feel about you moving into modeling?
Well, like Bobbi said, I'm very direct. So I
Yeah.
just came to them. I was like, I have to do this. This is what I have to do.
Because you left home, didn't you, quite young? And
Yes, yeah. I started when I was 15, and at the time my parents lived in Florida, so I started in Miami, and I was like, I have to do it, and I said that at 12, and my mom's like, well, maybe if you grow to 5'9", we'll let you. I was the shortest one in my class.
At what age did you become tall rather than small?
Like 14 and a half.
Okay. It'd be good to tell small people. You know, they say, I can tell that, worried 13-year-olds. Kate Upton, she was short.
You can always be a
14 and a half.
You can always be a businesswoman if you're not a supermodel.
She is a businesswoman. That's the point, aren't you? You've sort of made yourself the business.
Yes, yes. I look at my career as a business, not as who I am. And I think when you're a little bit pulled away, it's a lot easier to do.
I mean, one of the things that's really struck me about you is that you, in a way, you've got this kind of, pin-up looks and big boobs and long legs and beautiful and blonde, and you play up to it. You don't do anything to tone that down. And in the age we live in, there's a lot of people who think, well, that's something that they don't feel women ought to do. Is it something that ever has bothered you?
Well, I didn't pay for anything. I was given it. So, so I feel like, and I'm sure like you know this, that you should dress for your body shape. And what looks good on me is not necessarily playing it up, but dressing my body. And so that's how I always looked at it. And then I did grow up in Florida, so a bikini was kind of like what you went to the grocery store in. So I was always very comfortable with that. And that's where I started my career, because that's kind of where my knowledge was, fashion-wise. I knew like rainbow flip-flops and bikinis. And then I moved to New York, and it was a whole new world. But, and I have fun with fashion now as well. It's like, my career, if you look at it, it's just what I knew at the time, and growing into the person, growing up, basically.
And Bobbi, when you chose Kate to be a face of Bobbi Brown, was part of the appeal of her to you that she is this kind of savvy young woman who knows what she's doing and is sort of really making the most of what she's been given?
Well,
That's something you were interested in.
Well, first of all, what I was interested was when I met Kate, it was an instant I found love. Here was this beautiful girl that I've seen in pictures so many times. And of course, I asked my boys their opinion, and they all voted yes. But what I really fell in love with Kate was that she was such a real girl who, talks about body image, and, she doesn't wake up every day bone skinny, and what happens when, you've been traveling and then you have a shoot, you have to deal with it. So there were real issues, and I think that she's such an amazing role model because she's so many different things. She's the bikini girl, of course, but she's also wears fashion and sophisticated, and I just think she's really relatable for women. I hate the word curves. It just means like the three of us. Do the three of us have curves? That just means we're not, skinny supermodels, but that's normal women. I'm sorry, most women are not the girls that model.
Most women don't look like her, though.
No, but she's still...
Sadly.
Right.
Well, there's the downsides, too.
And Kate, how do you feel about, I know you've been asked this before, but I'm asking it again. How do you feel about the fashion industry and not so much body image, actually, but this thing of very, very slim build girls being the kind of the fit models, being the catwalk models, making it, as I have been said many times, making it very difficult for people to fit into sample sizes. Is that something that you've thought about? Because there's lots of designers that presumably you wouldn't fit into the sample size of.
Yes, well, my thing is, I feel like there's some girls who are just naturally thin.
Yeah.
And it looks fantastic on them because that's their body shape and that's who they are, and it's great. And so I think that there are a lot of models who are just naturally that size. But the line is, you know, women who aren't that size trying to be that size in an unhealthy way. And so I think that that's where designers have to be careful, because you shouldn't feel pressure to be anybody but yourself. And if the designer's doing that is making people feel like they need to be the naturally thin size, then yeah, I think there is a problem. But if that's just their vision of who they see in their clothes, then only the naturally thin will be able to purchase them.
And I recently just have fallen in love with the collection Sandro. Do I say it right, Sandro?
Yeah.
And turns out the designer is a 55-year-old woman. Well, she understands that we need a little something, and everything I've tried on and bought from them has worked. Have you tried them yet?
Yeah, they're great.
It's great, right?
I love it.
What mistakes do you feel you've made? Is there a thing that you will admit to having been a mistake that you did?
I have made so many mistakes in what I say and how I say it, and thinking I'm funny. That's my biggest mistake. I always find myself very funny, and it comes across so wrong.
The pictures up, well, actually we can see them down here, both of Kate and Two Modes. Bobbi, how much do you determine that look? Do you decide this is exactly how I want her to look, or how does that?
I do the makeup. I think she's actually wearing my sweater in one of the pictures.
Yeah, I am.
You actually do the makeup on those?
I actually do the makeup, yes.
Who would have thought? She's a makeup artist.
I actually do the makeup. I'd rather be
crazy.
doing makeup on a set than doing anything else in the world. So no, I actually do the makeup and get involved in all aspects of it, and choosing the photographer, the hairdresser, the lighting, everything. Pamela Hansen actually shot the campaign that's coming out next.
Oh, really?
So it's great to see her.
Photographing you for us
Yeah.
here. Oh, fantastic. That's great. When you think about who you're going to have as your face, I mean, I know you said you were immediately attracted to Kate, but in general, what are you juggling with? I mean, obviously you want somebody that's going to sell product in some way.
Well, probably the most difficult thing is finding someone that works well in America, the UK, and in Asia. And so, that's probably the biggest, challenge because we have one person. So, Kate was a slam dunk.
Why don't you use different people for different territories?
Oh, because we probably don't have enough money. It's called budgets.
Hold on.
We have to reallocate.
We've got
That's a big word.
turnover of over
yes,
$1
we are
billion.
reallocating money, not finding new money.
And Kate, how do you decide what you're going to wear in the morning? How do you get dressed in the morning? What do you think about? I mean, just to Lucinda, who you know, my fashion director, she said she started, when I asked her this once, with her earrings. She just thought that's the way I'm going to start, and then I build on that. Do you have anything that you start with?
Yeah, I probably start with what bottoms I'm wearing. Like if it's a skirt or jeans, so the weather, basically. I start with the weather.
Right.
And then I build on that, yeah.
Can you, Bobbi?
When I go out in the evening, it's jewelry. Like for black tie, I wear my jewelry first, and then I do my makeup, and then I go into my closet. Because the clothes are not that important to me. I know we're here at Vogue, but clothes are very simple for me. Wasn't given a body for fashion.
So you do your makeup
I do my
before
makeup.
you put your clothes on?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, otherwise if you do your makeup after, your clothes will wrinkle.
And what if you spill on your clothes?
Right, yeah.
Never thought of that.
And I get dressed in the morning depending what fits me. Some days everything fits you in the closet, and some days things don't. So it really depends.
But what you're wearing kind of affects how your face looks. So okay. Whole different thing. Right, on that very ignorant note, Bobbi, Kate, thank you very much.
Thank you.